What's up, YouTube? Welcome back to our chantel. Chantel is what I say.
Chantel. Our chandelier.
Our chandelier. Ooh, I like
chandelier, whatever that is. But we're back.
And y'all, we have not talked about interracial relationships, dating in a while. And you know, we started this channel with really music and talking about this kind of stuff, and we are back to talking about it. And we, you know, like every few months, it's like, you know what, the people out there, it could be a small amount of y'all, it could be a lot of y'all. I don't know.
But it's still a hot topic.
But it's still a hot topic.
Interracial dating will always be a hot topic.
It will always be a hot topic, and there's the amount of messages we get on this topic still.
It blows our minds.
It's like,
but not really.
Wow, like what we walk through. First of all, if you're not caught up in a lot of our stories,
go back and watch those videos.
Go back. We will link below a lot of already what we've talked about in interracial dating. But it's always, there's always something more to share and something always more to encourage you guys with if you're in this position.
And interracial dating isn't easy, and there's certain challenges and stuff always involved with that. And we've talked a lot of that, but specifically today, the thing we felt led to talk about when it comes to interracial dating is to, I guess you phrase it in a great way. I like how you phrase it. I like how you phrase it as opposed to how I phrase it. So I'm going to let her phrase it for y'all real quick.
No, I just felt in my spirit that there are some people out there that need to speak up for your relationship.
Yes.
Be confident in your interracial relationship. And if you're listening to this and you're not in an interracial relationship, maybe it's just your relationship, period.
Yeah.
Like,
don't be ashamed of your person.
Don't be ashamed of your person. Yeah. And I think there are a lot of people out there truly with a heart. They're curious. They're like, okay, I've only dated within my race. I've kind of always wanted to dabble, to swirl it up.
Yeah, you know, they want to dip their toes in the water, the interracial waters.
Yeah,
you know what
exactly.
I'm saying? And try it out. But they may have pressures from family or their circle or their friends or the people around them may not be the most positive or they're cheerleaders for them dating outside their race. You know, even thinking back to my life and growing up, I grew up in an island. You guys may know this. I grew up in the Bahamas and I went off to college, and every time I come back home, I'd always hear people tell me, don't go off and marrying some Caucasian girl now, or don't go off and marrying someone that's not black, or don't go off and marrying someone that's not Bahamian. And I was like, why? Like, why are you trying to restrict me to some ideal that you have in your head? Like, and that's okay if that's for you, but that's not how I was wired.
But you wanted.
But I knew what I wanted. I knew I wanted a Latin girl, and I said this before with hoops. She ain't wearing the hoops today. Oh, she wearing the hoops. She wearing the hoops. This is what I'm talking about.
Because I knew he'd tell this story, which he says in every video.
I say it in every video because it's like the small things, and you never know what the small thoughts is that the Lord puts in your brain and in your mind, and that's something that starts in your heart and starts to grow, and it grows up. Like, look at this guy.
Product of interracial, of moving forward with interracial dating. So
don't be afraid of the person that you like or the person that you're dating, or to bring them around your people, your friends, or your family during the holidays or whatnot, because they need to see it. I think it helps them to grow, and it's an opportunity for them to realize how great that race of people can be.
The race of people
can be.
So since it's almost Thanksgiving in America, this kind of stuff always starts, I start to relive it again, because Fedrick and I,
that's when we started dating.
He came over to my parents' house for the first time during Thanksgiving, and here's the deal. I had dated outside my race for a while, and let me be honest, it never went well with the family. I don't know why I said, you know what, let me try again.
Yeah, you like threw me in the fire. I threw you right in the lion's den.
But here's the deal. I was so confident. Like, let's get real. Like, back in the day when you're 19.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, some people just know how to find their soulmate and their perfect angel. I was not, so it didn't help with the mix. It probably wasn't all a race thing. But the point is, I knew the fire that could ablaze if I brought Fedrick over. But I also felt so confident in his character and my walk with the Lord that I was like, no way. No way this is going to be a thing.
Yeah.
Okay? No way. And here's the thing. Even if you think it might not be a thing with your family, bringing someone of the opposite race can expose a lot of hidden things.
All the hidden gems.
All the hidden gems.
That's in there.
And so don't be surprised. There's a verse that talks about like not being surprised when crazy things start popping off. Like if there's something rooted in your family and now all of a sudden you're like, I didn't know you felt that way about black people.
Yeah. It's going to come out in that situation.
It's sometimes so shocking to your core because when you don't have a problem and you're walking in love and it's like, I'm so confused. It actually can be like such a dart and an arrow to your core that it's like, I don't even know how to handle this. But in that moment is when you need... Now, nothing popped off at Thanksgiving.
No, nothing popped off. And let me tell you about from the other side of it, right? That was your family. You invited me over. Mm-hmm. But for me, being the outsider... obviously the outsider, I'm new to her. I'd be new to her family in that situation. I obviously didn't look like any of her family members. So for me, it was huge for her to bring me into that environment because it's showing me that she has my back, right? She trusts me and she's willing to introduce me to her family regardless of what could happen.
Because
if you're if you're in an interracial relationship, regardless of how much you love the Lord, how nice you are, you wonder. There's this small thought in the back of your head.
You wonder.
Like, how are they going to receive me because I look different than them?
Yeah,
you wonder
I thought
that.
The same
you thought
thing.
That when you met my family, and that's just a natural thing because similar things attract, and sometimes like when it comes to groups and friends and all that stuff, it's so easy to be friends and stuff with people that look like you, but it takes sometimes to step out to be friends with people that are different or from a different culture or background. And so her bringing me along spoke volumes to me that, okay, she's willing to have my back and she's not ashamed of me being me.
I didn't
and
keep
who
you
I am.
as a late night.
You didn't try to hide me. Like, we didn't go to the mall and you wasn't walking 10 paces ahead of me with your head down trying to act like you don't know me or trying to tie your laces when someone come by to act like you wasn't with me. Not saying these are things I didn't do when I was dating back in the day, but I've matured since then. You know what I'm saying?
Let me say, that's a real deal though, because I did date black guys before Fedrick, and I was never introduced to their moms.
Why? And let me tell you why you weren't. Let me tell you why you weren't.
Tell me.
This is why you weren't. Because there's this, it was kind of rolled back to when I was going home and visiting home, like I said earlier. There's this stigma saying, don't you bring someone home to me that's outside of your race. And a lot of these guys, their moms would tell them this stuff, and that's that's just a mentality of that was imposed on them. Yeah. And they never wanted to break that cycle or felt confident enough to go to their mom and say, hey, Mom, I like her and you need to like her because I like her. She's a great person. Get to meet her first. Like, give her a fair shot. Don't just judge her just from the jump.
Yeah, and it happens. Like, we have actually a lot of interracial couple friends, and it's surprising which side is experiencing it. Usually, it's not both of the families that it's one or the other, and we've seen it from the white side, a Mexican side, an Asian side, an Indian side, a black side, an African side. Like, it's so crazy how everyone's experiences are different.
It don't even matter what the combination is.
It doesn't matter what the combination is.
It's just a matter. It's in the person. It matters what type of the person, what they have inside of them, and the wound that they have. Whether it was a hurt they experienced from way back in the day that was unresolved, or something they were taught. Because I truly feel that whether it's racism or any kind of prejudice toward a different type of race, that's something that's taught. Like you don't, babies just don't come out saying, I don't like a Caucasian baby's not gonna come out and say, hey, I don't like an African American baby. I don't like a black baby.
Yeah.
Like they don't say that. You see them playing together in the nurseries and stuff, but it's what taught at the home that influences these ugly behaviors we see.
Absolutely. And I think, and even from like a lot of you guys who are listening, some of y'all have said, wow, I can't believe that is happening in America. I can't believe y'all are even making a video about this. But I think for, you know, if something wasn't dealt with in your family line generationally, and it's kind of just certain, like it's just kind of floated, it's because no one's addressed it. You just let it be what it is. And I, you know, it's crazy because my parents were an interracial marriage. But that wasn't like it didn't even,
that wasn't the trigger.
That wasn't the trigger. It was something so deep rooted, which later on we'll share how much redemption was. We keep saying that, but really there is. There was, so before my dad passed, there was so much redemption, and I just think, like, what if we had not gone forward?
How, imagine what your family would have been like. They wouldn't have been moved. They wouldn't have been to the state that they are today. Like so much, like they've received so much healing and grown so much because of our relationship. And if we had not got together, like that wouldn't have happened.
Exactly. And like just. You just don't understand how many people are walking through this, and you could be a person that is walking through this and feel so alone in it, like no one understands what we're going through. And believe me, we know.
No, we know. Like there's even stuff we haven't even said on video. If we really go deep into it, like we're like, we just need to write a book. Like and really like a tell-all book or something. Like we got to write a book about the crazy. There's so much level of crazy that we have experienced, and if you really boil it down to, we truly feel we experienced all that stuff and that heartache and that turmoil and all those obstacles just because it was just to stop what God wanted to bring together, and He wanted to bring us together in unity, and we had like-minded, and we were running our race, and we are running at our speeds, and we have even a shared calling, and that right there, that form of unity, and
we wouldn't be making these YouTube videos.
Unified, and marriage and unity. You get those things together. You are hot.
No, I'm not.
Marriage and unity together is amazing. It's amazing. You sweating because I'm saying all this good stuff.
Yeah, really, that's all we're saying is you can be bold, you can be courageous. You owe it to the person you're dating to be bold during these holiday times. If family invites you over to Thanksgiving, say, hey mom, I am bringing over my girlfriend. You don't have to explain that she's white, or you don't have to explain that they're black. You just say, bringing over my girlfriend, period. And if all hell breaks loose, just know that you're not alone. And if you're a believer in Jesus, know that He walks with you, and He does not stand for racism. And by you moving forward, even when you feel alone, you are breaking cycles, and you're not letting the enemy win. Because when we cowered in the face of opposition, or we people please, or we bow down to that spirit, then we are literally getting an agreement with what is running rampant in this country.
Exactly. And we are relinquishing the authority that was given to us by being followers of Christ over those, like the spirit of racism, the craziness there, because we have authority over that, and we can choose to love those that, you know, that we want to love. And even if our family are against it, if you feel in your heart, you feel God's called, that's the person God's called you to be with and be in a relationship with, like follow that, follow Jesus. Follow God.
You are uniquely made. I remember so many times that I literally was like, and this, I like, can you believe this was me? But I remember so much thinking like, I am really different than a lot of the girls around me. And I even got to a place when I was like 27, and I was like, I'm gonna go marry a white guy with the swoop over hair, with
and if you have swoop over hair
with a polo shirt.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But it was my dad.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is my dad was like, had an image,
like
he
him.
had a business. It's just like, he was that finance guy. And I just thought, man, I'm like, and it's so funny, and even with my dad, we got to talk about this later, how the same my dad and Fedrick are.
Yeah, we have a lot of similar
so many
ways of doing things.
And their love of sports and hobbies. And at the end of the day,
but you can't see that through that lens of hurt.
Exactly.
Which was his thing. He was hurt by someone that looked like me, and he couldn't see. Initially, he couldn't see the good person I was because he was just seeing through that lens of hurt.
And our camera died.
Yes.
So here we are.
Yet again.
Once again. We just want to encourage you that there's so much beauty on the other side of the fire you might be walking through. And just like continue. Just don't feel alone. And I know this is not everyone's situation with interracial relationships. Sure. Obviously, there's a lot of families that just celebrate it and move on. There are actually a lot of people watching this right now that you might have clicked on and you're like, I really want to be in an interracial relationship. Like, I really want to, but I already know what they would say, so I'm not even going to go there.
Exactly.
And this could actually be your time, if you've considered it, like, to be more open and know that if you want to see true change, even like if you are from America in this country, stop being afraid of it.
Yeah, that change could start with you just inviting that person, including them in your family's activities that you're doing. Especially if you're thinking about marriage. I mean, you gotta start including that person to where you guys are like a package deal. Like, hey, we're coming to hang out, but we're coming together. Like, I'm including this person in my life. He's including me in his life. So deal with it.
I remember so many times actually getting so scared. I mean, it was hard. Like, it was really, really hard. And a lot of times I wanted to turn back and just go to something that would please everybody. Yeah. And then I had this moment. I remember just thinking, Jaclyn, you're going to be so miserable. Yeah. If you bow down to this and stay broken up with Fedrick. Yeah. And I had to really be like, what does my heart want? What do I really, really want? Okay, I can do this. Like, if God's by my side and walking with me, I can go. Yep. I can do this. But there's a time where you're just like, you know what? I'll just give up. You just give up, and then not that you're marrying the same race as settling, but for you know that you're really into Asian girls. Yeah. And you know that your mom or dad would not be about it, or your friends would not be about it. And, but in your heart. So take the lead. Take the lead. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Anyway. Okay, well, you can see the beauty of interracial relationships. Here comes kids. Yay! And we're still filming these videos. Seriously, but thanks for watching this video, guys. Hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button. Share this video with friends this might benefit. And as always, see you next time. Hit that subscribe button. Bye. Bye.